All right. First off, we need to get the rest of this interior out. I do have another chunk of video when me and my girlfriend, fiance now, were pulling the seats out because we needed to clean up as much as we could before we would bring it into the garage. And now it's basically just carpet and we need to get rid of it. Some of it still has good color, but most of it is stained by 40 years of dirt because I'm pretty confident it was never cleaned thoroughly before. So we're going to clear out the rest of the carpet, the rest of the interior, and then we're going to assess what to do from there.
This is probably the grossest thing I've touched since my ex-husband.
Okay, so you might have noticed on the interior, I don't have the tools to take those big star bolts out, so I need to buy those. In the meantime, I'm going to take the front clip apart. And my sister, sitting behind the camera, probably laughing her ass off, says that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm just going to do it. Okay, so now we have the hood off. Great first step. I'm gonna take the hinges off. Then I'm gonna work on getting this front bull bar off. And let's see how that goes. All right, now we have the hinges off, and I'm gonna remove this before I take care of this, because this looks like some,
Shit, that's broken.
yes, but no, it's not broke. It's some redneckery bug net to keep them out of the radiator, which is ingenious, but does not serve me any purpose. So therefore I'm gonna cut it out. If I can figure out where to put my cutters. So I can already tell the factory radiator will not be big enough for a modern application. This could work if I was planning on putting in, you know, a smaller, you know, inline six or more traditional style engine. Being that it's an LS, which is not necessarily known for being a hot engine, I also plan on having this be road trip worthy in the future, which means it's going to need a bigger radiator. And also, there's not really a shroud on it, so I don't know how well it's going to hold up as far as, actually cooling when you're at a red light. All right. I didn't record me taking these off because I was fighting rusty bolts the entire time. Now, I'm going to try and take the grill out. So just a bunch of smaller bolts that connect to the radiator support, it looks like. Possibly have to disconnect some wires for the headlights. And then afterwards, possibly going to have to take the fenders off. So fenders look like they might be a little bit more work. Looks like I got possibly some connections down here into the running boards. But I don't think that should be too hard. Also, I really hope there's no bolts between here and here, because that's going to suck ass. But it wouldn't be the first time for a Ford. Oh, hey, look, a little wasp nest. That's fun. It should be dead, though. Pray it's dead. All right, I'll do that. I probably won't record much of that because it's just going to be like just all of that. So, yeah, probably won't see a time lapse of it. I'll probably just come back when it's all popped off. Okay. Again, I am not a native Ford guy, but this doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I want to take the fender off. So I have to go through the fender to take the grill off before I can take the fender off? I don't understand. Do I have to take the whole wheel lining out first? I mean, I can. I'm going to have to eventually to do what I want to do, but this seems very unnecessarily backwards to me. When I had a 71 Chevy pickup before, and it was 6 bolts, 4 bolts, and then the wheel well bolts. And then I think there was 2 where they bolted down there to the frame for extra support. I don't understand this. If you're a Ford person that's watching this, explain to me the correct process and the thought process for why this is this way. Because as of right now, I just don't understand. All right, so I was wrong. There is a shroud, but I still don't think this radiator will be big enough for heating up an LS engine, which future video right back there. It's going to be great. And I'm going to wait to take apart the dress on the engine. And I'm going to work on taking off these fenders, cow guard, grill. Oh, let's see. I think I can leave the radiator support on for a minute. I've never taken a Ford apart, so I don't know how good the radiator support is at just being there. So what is this? I don't know what this is. I will learn. All right. So, as I've been going through this, I think I have to take more underneath out before I can take the top out. I feel like there's a couple of bolts down in there that are going to be a little harder to reach. I don't know if I can get it on camera. Then there's bolts that are underneath here because I can see them coming through on this side. So I think I have to go through the wheel well. but I need to get the wheel well liner or the metal, you know, piece under here out. And I just feel like it'll be easier if I jack the truck up, get it on the frame, and then take the wheels off. I think that's where I'm gonna go next. Wish me luck. Now, as you can see, I've made some progress. I am probably going to do things a little bit different as far as time lapses go. Not sure exactly how I want to film them, but I decided for a lot of this I wasn't going to record, simply for the fact that I was spending about 2 hours just fighting rusty bolts, and me just heaving and hauling on. It's probably not the most entertaining thing. So at least for this side, since I can show you a little bit better, this truck has a factory air conditioner. Now what kind of complicates that is the, you know, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what you call it. I know that, you know, you kind of call it a shroud, if you would, where like the, you know, heat exchanger and all of that would be. So I know that it does take up more space because it has the air conditioner in it. It's the original factory installed one. I don't know if I can restore it. I don't know if the lines can hold pressure. And I don't know if any of the pumps or coils or anything like that are good. If they are good, it would be cool to keep it. For efficiency's sake, I might, since I'm already engine swapping it, I might already just want to look at getting a conversion kit for a newer, higher efficiency pump, things like that. But along with the higher efficiency, I think I also want to do a conversion kit for the space. So I will just kind of take you over here. So if we were to come in here and look, whoop, this shroud takes up quite a bit of space. Like the normal shroud on like just a heater only would probably only come out to about here. Have like a little bit of a bulge for the fan that kind of pushes air through it. This coming all the way out here kind of makes it a little bit trickier to work around, especially if I'm going to do exhaust or any type of, you know, let's say turbos or anything like that in the future on this build. It just kind of gets in the way. I think that's going to be a thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do some research on it. But for right now, I'm going to work on getting this, I don't know if you call it wheel well liner out. I don't know, it's kind of weird how this connects. It's kind of got like this little, you know, I don't know if I'd call it a gusset. It's not really a gusset. I don't know what you'd call it. It's got this piece here that's kind of like an anchor support, but it stops like here-ish. Maybe up here more. Not entirely sure exactly where it stops from the top, but this is basically just going to kind of come out as one piece. I'm probably going to take off some of the, you know, battery accessories. I don't know how I want to do the lines yet. So these lines are for the heater, but we have these lines up here, which are the air conditioning, and that's the AC compressor. I don't necessarily want to fuck with it if it's good, but I won't know it's good unless I fuck with it. Decisions. Yeah. Also, I just realized it's missing the AC belt. So the AC wouldn't have worked without replacing that anyway. Actually, you know what? I wonder. While this is here, does the pulley even rotate? Oh, it's a clutch pulley. Yeah, the whole thing spins. I don't know if this is the resistance it should have or not. That feels like there's like no resistance. And I would assume there would be some, because I know that this would spin on the outside and then the clutch would engage the inside as needed. But just spinning the inner plate or the, whatever you call it, there's like no resistance. So that makes me feel like there's no pressure in the lines. So I'm not sure exactly what I can do for that yet, but that's going to be next. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that wheel well liner out and the radiator support. I have a couple of buckets. I'm going to try and drain the old coolant out and hopefully not make a big mess. I'm clumsy. It's probably going to be a really big mess. Just calling it as I see it. And yeah, hopefully that goes off without a hitch. So I'm going to time lapse this a little bit because it's going to be a little bit more visual for you guys. So let's get to it.
Next time on Red, White, and Boosted.